Hey guys, Francesco Thompson of the OspreyWay.com and the Osprey Way Business podcast, found on iTunes 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I want to talk about episode 62 that I did that I was really happy with. 7 key traits of super entrepreneurs, and it talks about what the traits are that it takes to be a Jeff Bezos, an Elon Musk, a Steve Jobs, a Richard Branson, a super entrepreneur, kind of the special forces of entrepreneurship. And I've thought about this for years, and I was like, you know what, I want to do an episode and a blog about it. So these are my 7, what it takes to be a super entrepreneur, the traits that you need either are born with or need to develop. That's up to you to decide. So number 1 is desperation. We have to feel desperate. Why does a person leave their 9-to-5 job in a cubicle to go start their own company, their own business? It's desperation. They're not happy with what they do. And I relate that to being a super entrepreneur, because super entrepreneurs are desperate to succeed. They have to succeed at all costs, and they can't work for other people. They come to a moment of desperation where their product consumes them, and they're forced to do it because inside their mind, as we all think as entrepreneurs, they think big, right? And we're going to talk about thinking big, but they're desperate, right? They're desperate, I should say. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they have to create. Number 2, number 2 and 3 I batch together is purpose and thinking big, right? So purpose, we have to have an inner purpose on why we are doing it, not an external purpose, but an internal purpose. On maybe your purpose is to create this product so that you can help other people, right? So that you can even put food on the table and provide for your family, to provide a better life for them, whatever the case is. Or maybe your purpose is just an achievement, right? But that's your purpose. And super entrepreneurs have big purpose in life. They want to change humanity. They want to put a dent in their universe. That's their purpose. And they think big. Number 3, they think big. Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. That's pretty big. Steve Jobs with the iPhone, he was thinking big, right? So super entrepreneurs, they don't think on a small scale. They set audacious goals. I have a podcast episode about audacious goals equals audacious results. And that's true. You have to have audacious goals, and you have to think big in everything you do. Like Donald Trump says, I'm paraphrasing, he says, hey, you have to think anyways, you might as well think big. But really, that's a big trait, is thinking big. And I always tell people, whatever you think you can't do that. Because even if you don't achieve that goal, you'll get farther than had you not set your goals that high. So let's do number 4. Failure is never an option. This is kind of something I pride myself in. I don't acknowledge failure. And Elon Musk said on 60 Minutes, I remember he said, I would have to be either completely incapacitated or dead to give up. He said, I never give up. And Scott Pelley, I believe his name is, from 60 Minutes, looked at him like, kind of shook his head and was baffled by that. And that's how super entrepreneurs think. That's how most entrepreneurs think, is failure is never an option. So I want to encourage you to look beyond failure. Look beyond the possibility of losing, and just don't ever even accept it as an option. Just falling down doesn't mean you fail. Failing means giving up and never trying again. You're going to get your knees bloody, you're going to get your knees scraped, and you're going to fall down, but you get back up. El Chapo style. If a wall gets thrown in front of you, dig underneath it, go around it, get a caterpillar, knock the wall down, jump over it. There's always a way to get around things, okay? But we have to be willing to look and acknowledge that failure is never an option, all right? Number 5, visualization. Super entrepreneurs are very good at visualization. They know exactly what they want to create. They don't stick to it perfectly. They're willing to adapt. They're agile, but they can visualize and they can see into the future. And to be a super entrepreneur, you have to have the power of visualization. Most entrepreneurs have this, and I believe it's totally genetic. I don't have scientific proof of that, so it's worth what I paid for it, absolutely nothing. But I think you have to have visualization to be not even a super entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur that really is successful and makes a difference in the world. But to be a super entrepreneur, Steve Jobs, an Elon Musk, yes, you have to have visualization, and you have to be able to captivate it and bring that visualization and manifest it and make it into something tangible. Okay, through your products or your services, whatever it is that you're trying to create. Number 6 is leadership. Leadership is very key to getting to that next level. And what I mean by leadership is what John C. Maxwell talks about, and that is leadership is basically influence. If you can influence people, if you can influence yourself, which is where leadership starts, it starts with us, then you will be highly effective and more likely to become a super entrepreneur. Super entrepreneurs get to that next level. They scale so big and make such an impact on the world because they are able to lead themselves. And even though most entrepreneurs, super entrepreneurs, may not get along with other people, what they do is they hire the right team members to hire other people. So Steve Jobs, he kept a small circle, and he basically said, if you're not one of these, I don't know how many people, I think it was, I want to say 5 people, then you don't exist. And I'm not saying to do that, but he allowed other people to lead the rest of the organization while he focused on what? Innovation and driving the company. And that's a key attribute of a super entrepreneur, is the ability to express leadership first to yourself, and then once you lead yourself, then you can lead others or hire the right people to do it for you. And then the last step, or the last trait I should say, is powerful. It's called urgency. Urgency. Super entrepreneurs are always thinking about how much can I get done right now as fast as possible, because I know that my time on earth is limited and I feel a sense of urgency to create these products. So it's not that they ignore the long term, because they do think long term. They do. They're very good at thinking long term, but they feel a sense of urgency to create their products, to make the most of their time. Time is something you'll never get back, and it's the most valuable asset you have is time. So we have to be willing to move with a sense of urgency, not procrastinate, not get complacent, be willing to hire the right people, do the right things, and if you're a solopreneur, make the most out of yourself, out of what you're capable of, but move with a sense of urgency. Do things that matter and move quick, move fast, be agile, and move with a sense of urgency, okay? So if you guys are interested on this podcast episode or this blog episode, go to the ospreyway.com and check this out. I'm looking here at my phone. It's episode 62, as I mentioned. 7 key traits of super entrepreneurs. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, please, and visit my blog. That would be awesome too. And give me a thumbs up or comment. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.